Hi everyone, welcome to Fast Homebrew. Today I'm making an amber ale featuring Mosaic hops, and this is another one of an invention of one of the Cooper's Forum members. Likes to call himself Beer Lust. His name's Anthony, and he's a very enthusiastic guy. So let's get going. There is 500 grams of light dry malt and 1.5 kilos of liquid malt. That's all the malt. There's Magnum hops for bittering and Mosaic hops. They're the star, and this is all the grains: 500 Munich, 350 medium crystal, 100 choc malt, and 200 carahell. And this is the yeast, which might look a bit odd, but there's a bit of a story behind the yeast. Let's see what happens. So here we are at the local homebrew store last Thursday, and there's my yeast ready to get picked up. So the courier comes and gets it, and he goes, "I'm going past the warehouse. To hell with it. I'll leave it in the warehouse. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday comes along, and he eventually picks it up and goes and takes it to my house and goes, hello, sir. Excuse me, anybody home? No? Oh, that's alright, I normally just leave it. But not this time, I'm going to come and take it back and put it in the warehouse for another night, make sure it's all good and dead. And eventually, Wednesday will come along. My yeast has been in transit for almost a week, and it finally arrives at my house. So there's a good chance it's all dead. But that's alright, there's some instructions on the back on how to bring it back to life. And there's 100 billion yeast cells in there, so hopefully one or two of them are still alive. So there's a little activator in here which we have to hit. Dog is better than me at karate, so I'll just get him to pop the packet there. Hey-ya! Good job, Dog. Alright, so I leave that now overnight, and this is the next night. I know I'm trying to make a little starter, so I've got about 100 grams of dry malt and a litre of water, and the yeast will go in there and make basically a little beer overnight, and that'll get it a bit rejuvenated and feeling better, so that come brew day it should take to the beer and do all the stuff like proper. So wrap it up in cloud wrap and put it away in the resurrection chamber overnight. Yep, and I'll have a beer, why not? Okay, so here we are on brew day, and there's the yeast, and it's looking pretty sad, so I've got a packet of kit yeast there. But anyway, let's get brewing. What have we got to do? Yes, water. This is actually a mini mash, which means there's a lot of grains. So I get the water up to temperature, which is about 70 degrees, and start putting the grains in. So a mini mash is like an extract brew, but you use a bit less extract and a lot more grains. So there's I think just over a kilo in total if you add it up, and it has to mash, which means the temperature has to stay constant because you're relying on extracting some sugar. So into the oven it goes, and it goes in there for an hour. And just note that if you're doing it this way, you don't want to put the lid on, or else it gets really, really, really hot. So that's all good. Out of the oven it comes after an hour, and now somehow I've got to strain it into the big pot. The temperature remained nice and stable, so that worked really well actually. But anyway, this is going to be awkward. How am I going to grab leave that and tea towel maybe? This is going to be messy, I reckon. See if I can balance that, and in you go. And yep, I'm making a lot of mess. Can't quite see it, but that's alright. Now it's not quite as heavy, so maybe I can hold this with one hand and that with the other hand, and yeah, that's working alright, I guess. The colander's actually doing a pretty good job of catching most of the grain, so that's also good. And then afterwards, of course, I thought, hang on a minute, why don't I put a spoon there? So next time I know that that's a much better idea if your pot is too big. Anyway, spargy time. Spargy, sparge, 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 spargeroo, spargemole, and I'm putting it back into the small pot again, just for fun, which I've cleaned up. Put that on the heat and bring it to the boil. So we're up to hop time. There it is, boiling. So we've got Magnum bittering, Mosaic at 2010 flame out, and then some Mosaic a few days later, dry hopped. I should note that the guy that invented the recipe usually used centenial hops to bitter it, so it's going to be a bit different, but I'm trying to get rid of... Well, I didn't have any centennial, I didn't want to buy a whole bunch just for this. So that's the second edition, third edition going in, that's just a little one, and finally, flame out hops. Thing comes off the stove goes off, lid goes on, that stays there for half an hour. Right, so while that's happening, I guess I'll get my malt ready. That one goes in the hot water, this one goes in the fermenter, using the swirly method to dissolve it. Around it goes, wait till all the clumps are gone, and then this one out of the water, and this stupid thing, die, there we go, got it. And that, yeah, yuck. good. In. Yep. And hot water. Hot water. In it goes. And out it comes. And it looks like I can touch it without burning my hands, which is good. Don't like burning my hands. And in she goes. Good. So that's all the extra malt. So I guess I'll stir it for a bit. And that's finished this thing. So we'll cool it down a bit by getting cold water running around it. And I'll do this double opposite circulation technique, which seems to bring the temperature down pretty quickly. Then you dry off its bum so that it doesn't drip into your fermenter. Get it nice and dry, and then in she goes. Strain it in. That's all the hops gathering at the bottom. There's a fair bit this time, so the strainer got really full. Took a while to get it all out, but that's all good. And yep, a bit hot, so a block of ice, why not? And then I made it too cold, so a bit more boiling water back in there. But now the temperature is nice and balanced, and we're just about at the end. Bit more boiling water, alright, whatever. And yep, time for the yeast. See what happens with that. In it goes. And also the dry packet of yeast. Packet of dry yeast for luck. That's just about it though. Don't need to brew the spoon, so that can come out. But yeah, we're done. Cool. Alright. Well, that was a mini mash. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got a recipe you want me to brew, let me know.